I just want to do a quick video tonight. I know it's late. It's always late. Just because there's a lot of subscribers to this channel now that may not be subscribers to my main channel, my hockey channel. And there's a lot of talk about the fact that I wore a Denver Broncos hat and an LA Chargers, well, San Diego Chargers jersey. And let's be honest here, I'm well aware that the Chargers suck. I've watched them for over 30 years. I know. The only good thing about the Chargers is their beautiful powder blue jerseys. Thusly, this wonderful powder blue Castillo jersey, which a subscriber got me. I don't wear football hardly at all because I'm doing hockey videos all the time. So when I can do a football video and I can dust off one of my jerseys, I do. Um, and I've got some teams. I've got Will Forte for Chicago. I've got a few. I've got some stuff. But the Denver hat was sent to me by a subscriber. The jersey was sent to me by a subscriber to my hockey channel. In part because they wanted me to do football videos. And they said, well, do football videos. And I'm like, I don't know. And every time I got something that was football related, my wife would roll her eyes. And I would do a live unboxing on my main channel. And I do the unboxing, and she's like, "Oh, football? No, not football. No, no football." She can't stand football. And it's funny too because my review of the Super Bowl, I stand by it. I'm not anti-defense. Um, to me, the ultimate game, I think, the ultimate score of a game is like 20-17. I like 20-17 because that means there's likely been two touchdowns on each side, or there were three touchdowns for the one team and they missed a 2-point conversion, or they missed just the extra point after. But I don't hate defense. I like a balance. One of the reasons why I like the NFL and I don't like the CFL, and I can't watch the CFL. CFL's three downs. It's all passing. Clock management, Um, NFL football, it's four downs. Running is really important. One of the reasons I think that the Rams came out on the short end was where was Gurley? If the guy's averaging 3.5 yards per run, you should probably let him run. Okay, you probably should let him run. And it happens in the Super Bowl where like we got this other guy and we're gonna throw it and it's not your game. Or you first down and goal to go and we're gonna throw it. Why? What does Seattle do? Why are they throwing it? The funny thing was when Seattle threw that ball, I was at a Super Bowl party. The only time I ever went to a Super Bowl party, and I laughed so hard when I saw Russell Wilson was throwing that ball because you never throw. And I just kept yelling, "Wait, what? Why are they throwing? No!" And then it's intercepted and the game's over. So while Seattle fans were losing their mind, I thought it was really hilarious. The interesting part to me is that while it's funny when you look at who I was cheering for in that Super Bowl, I can't say I was cheering for the Patriots or Seattle. I was kind of in the middle on that one, but man, was that funny. That was and it still rings out to this day about how what are you doing? And it's something that I can always say to a football fan anywhere. Um, why would you throw first and goal in the Super Bowl? Why would you do that? You're on the one. Why are you throwing? Oh, right. I know. I watched it. Are you kidding me? Like it's this galvanizing play. So coming back to the whole Patriots thing, I didn't stop cheering for the Patriots because they got Tom Brady. I stopped cheering for the Patriots when they're winning all the time. And to me, it kind of gets boring. I love cheering for underdogs, and I really like to see different teams win championships. I do. I think there's nothing greater than when a team wins their first championship. It's such a nice story. Even if that team beat my team to get there, which is usually the case. I cheer for the Bengals and I cheer for the Chargers. Yeah, I know misery. I'm well aware of misery. And people even ask me, how did you end up cheering for the Bengals? I don't know. And the weird thing is I don't cheer for the BC Lions in the CFL, and the colors are the same. So, and the Lions are an hour away and Cincinnati is half a continent away. So, or more than that. So, I've cheered for the Bengals since Boomer Esiason was their quarterback. I have cheered for the Chargers since the 80s as well. I liked the Chargers. I was a fan. I was a huge Rams fan in the late 80s, and then eventually I got put off from the Rams. The move to St. Louis, I wasn't a huge fan of, and then the move back to LA, I wasn't a fan of either. I guess I just didn't like either move. I wasn't a fan of either. And the funny part was, to me, I was like, wait, they're going back to LA? Well, if LA didn't work as a market back then, why would it work now? And whatever, it's fine. And then there's, the Raiders are moving to Vegas, and there's debate about how that could affect the Vegas Golden Knights. I don't think it does. I really don't think it does. And yet, I'll be very interested to see what happens, because that's 8 home dates a year, where that's a lot of people for a football crowd. And could that perhaps conflict? Would the NHL look to schedule games around the Vegas Raiders home dates? And yet, when I talked to people in Vegas, I couldn't find people that were excited about getting the Raiders. They all seem to say the same thing. We should have got the Chargers. LA didn't really want the Chargers. They don't draw. And they're a better team, and it's a better organization. So, and it's weird because people will right away, oh, his hat doesn't match his jersey. Do you know how much flack I took on the Hockey Channel when that was the case for the first while? And then I just went against it. I was like, oh, if people are going to make a big deal about it, I'm just going to intentionally wear different hats and jerseys. And that's what I would do. I would intentionally wear Toronto hat, Montreal jersey, just so people would go nuts. Boston hat, Toronto jersey. And I'd say I'm a Boston fan. They're like, but you're wearing a Toronto jersey. And, they couldn't compute what was going on. So, yeah, for new fans of this channel, which is just a mix of, I talk about football. I talked about the World Cup when it was going on during the summer. Fantastic tournament, and the best countries in the world playing the game that the whole world plays. Soccer/football, that's the one sport that everybody in the world has played at one time or another, or so it would seem. And then there's, just the movie reviews, the videos I do with my wife as well. There's a lot of different kinds of content on here. But when I talk about football, I'll probably wear a different hat and a different jersey. And yeah, there'll be football videos again once football comes around. I had pretty strong feelings about the recent instance where LeBron James decided he was going to be in charge of the NBA and decide who came to the Lakers and who didn't. I'm really glad that didn't work out for him, because are you serious? That's totally tampering. That is tampering. And then the idea that he actually would tell the Lakers. The funny thing to me is this. So you go to your boss and you say, these guys here, they all suck. I'd like that guy who works at that place. Why don't we see if we can get that guy, and all of my coworkers, we can get rid of him. We can replace him with somebody else. It doesn't happen, and your coworkers find out you did that. It's got to be really, really comfortable for him in the locker room for the Lakers right now. And LeBron's probably the best player of all time, although I would still probably yield to Michael Jordan. Again, I wasn't a big Bulls fan, but man, Michael Jordan was just, he was transcendent. And I remember Larry Bird, I remember Magic Johnson, but to me, Michael Jordan was absolutely the best player ever. I think Kobe would be more in the conversation if people didn't hate Kobe in the numbers that they do. I was Team Shaq. So yeah, I have NBA opinions as well. I just don't really watch the NBA anymore. I had to make a decision when my hockey channel started getting big, and I had to start sacrificing other sports. I had to say, you know what, when I normally would sit and watch the last 5 minutes of a basketball game or follow what's going on with basketball, trades that happen and whatnot, I don't have time to devote myself to that anymore. So I had to kind of chuck that aside. And even with football, I watch here and there, but I don't have the time to devote to football that I used to. And yet, still, start of the playoffs, I'm like, well, I can't see anybody knocking the Patriots out on the AFC side. The problem is I took the Saints to win the whole thing, but I was close. Once the Saints were out, I was like, all right, well, Patriots are going to win it. So, yeah, that's sort of the way that works. Anyways, I wanted to do a video about that because it's strange to me that people look at the fact that I'm wearing a jersey and a hat that don't match and just, that's it. Now, I don't do that on the Hockey Channel. I used to. And then, you know, I had a wife that would just shake her head at me while I did a video, and I'm like, what? She's like, just wear this hat. Wear this hat with this shirt. Just do it. Because no, I don't like it. And for her, it wasn't that I was wearing different teams. It was that they didn't match. So it'd be a yellow hat, a blue jersey, or a blue hat and a yellow, like, they just didn't, the teams clashed, and it just drove her nuts. So if she cared about football, it probably wouldn't have happened. That's the ironic part. It's kind of her fault. So there you go. I appreciate all the new subscribers that have come in, and I this channel doesn't get the uploads that the other one does because of just the general nature of how YouTube works. I kind of have to go where the views are, and the views are on the hockey channel more than they're here. Although, as I'm looking at it, the Patriots video that I did is at 18,000 views. So that's a pretty good view count, even comparatively speaking with what I get from the hockey channel. But when I look at it, my hockey channel averages about 60,000 views a day right now. And so it definitely gets the attention for that reason. But there you go. Thank you guys for subscribing who have. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos and subscribing. And I understand that not everybody's going to get it, because when the hockey channel started out, there were a lot of people who didn't get it. There was a lot of curiosity from people who were like, okay, seriously, this guy's got to pick a team. And then eventually it sunk in that I didn't, because I had every team. And when we move into the new house, I'm going to have a set for the hockey that you see in the background, and I'm going to have a set for the Entertainment Guy channel, for this channel, which will have entertainment items in the background. Meaning the jerseys I have for this channel. So this jersey, the Doctor Who jersey, I have a Cthulhu jersey coming. I have a Michael Myers and a Freddy Krueger jersey coming. I'm, you know, working on stockpiling for this channel as well, so that the content's completely unrelated and it'll be a completely different set. So I'm excited about that. Thank you to those of you who subscribed, to those who subscribed a long time ago and stuck around, and to people who came over from the hockey channel. I want this to again be a channel where people go, that's Shannon, but it has to be different. So that's why this can't be the background when we go there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And hey, I'll talk to you again soon.